this was during our interview on Good Morning Britain back in December 2020.
Oh, God. Well, it's just, it's been, you know, it's been such a tough year for so many people.
You know what? I thought he was laughing.
Yeah.
At the time, I thought he was laughing. But, of course, he was apparently crying. He's now explained it in his diaries. I was on my own in a dark, windowless booth answering questions when they played the video of Margaret Keenan getting her jab. She was the first person. Suddenly, I completely lost it, blubbing away, battling to regain my composure as tears streamed down my face.
No, they didn't.
Where are the streets?
They didn't stream down.
You can't see any.
Look, he's an actor, and he's a bad actor. He fabricates situations. He's been told to be emotional, so he pretends he's emotional. And I agree. It sounds like he's trying to suppress a laugh. Maybe he was laughing at us all with that little act.
For Christ's sake, pull yourself together, I told myself desperately. Then the camera was back on me, my microphone was live, and my watery red eyes were there for all to see.
He's a fantasist.
All about him.
Yeah.
Right, so it's now nearly 2 years on, and some of these media people, they've just noticed now that, yeah, Hancock had crocodile tears. They were tears of a clown, and him and his Freemason friends were probably having a laugh about how he'd imposed tiers of different restrictions on different parts of the UK lunatic asylum island. Yeah, so you just noticed now after 2 years, did you? Really? When it's your job, your pretend job as journalists, to notice these things at the time and pull people up and go, "Oi, Hancock, that's fake tears, mate. You're laughing. What the fuck's going on?" No, 2 years later they notice. Dodgy as fuck. Dodgy as fuck. Yeah, fair enough that they're pointing out that he's lying even more in his book, and his book's only just come out now. Yeah, totally. No problem with that. Yeah, that's what they should be doing. But, yeah, 2 years ago, they should have been going, "Hang on, the fuck's going on here, Hancock? You're laughing. What the fuck?" No, they didn't ask that at the time. So I think we can put their points that they're making about him right back to them. Are you actors as well? Or were you completely spelled and idiots? Because, you know, they're not admitting either. One of those two truths must be true. One of those two possibilities must be true. They must either be fucking utter idiots at the time and they were suckered in and they didn't notice that he was laughing, because they were so spelled with the hypnosis fucking hysteria of a pretend plague that barely affected anyone, or they were actors and they just follow orders from their bosses, and their bosses told them not to question the whole fucking agenda, so they didn't therefore question his fucking laughing at people. I don't know the answer to that question, but you know, I suspect some of them are going to be fucking suspect there's something dodgy and did nothing about it at the very least, and now they're too cowardly to fucking admit that they failed at the time. Or even worse, they're fucking fully in the know and they're a bunch of actors. But I suspect the chain of command doesn't quite work that way, and they just knew it was not the done thing to question the agenda, because that's how fucking high society of posh nosh twits fucking works, doesn't it? All taboos and this is said and that's not said, and so the woman presenter admits she said nothing at the time. Nobody says, "Oh, what the fuck were you doing then?" No, because one of the other people in fucking commenting there is the Daily Mirror editor. He's a newspaper editor. So, yeah, what's going on with him? You know, how does it work? How the fuck does it work? Because You know, does he just repeat what? Is he just a Reuters repeater? And Reuters are just going on about new normal, new normal, new normal, trust the science, trust the science, trust the science, we're all in this together, we're all in this together, we're all in this together, plague, plague, plague. So he knows that's his fucking clear signal what the agenda is, and it's taboo to say anything else. Is that how it works? Because he's an editor. So, you know, he determines the fucking policy of the fucking newspaper. Now, the Daily Mirror is supposed to be fucking supporting the fucking opposition of the government. So why is he not taking the piss at the time about the fact that this guy's Hancock's doing Tears of a Clown, crocodile tears? He didn't do it at the time because he knew it was taboo to do that, even though he's supposed to be the opposition. Yeah, see what's going on here? Fucking dodgy as fuck. It's just the new version of old school, high society, taboo, fucking that's not said bullshit. And yeah, the establishment have done a job on people to make it appear that, oh, that old stuff, that fuddy-duddy stuff. No, we don't do that anymore. No, we've got a new version of it now. Yeah, they don't question the banks, they don't question technocracy, they don't question the fucking Western imperial science whatsoever at all. That's the taboo. That's not said. Yep. Except now that shit applies to the left as well. You know, it's cascaded down to the middle classes into the aspiring fucking pseudo middle class, wannabe middle class people as well. They do this high society fucking shit as well, pretentious bullshit. That's what's fucking going on. It's fucking sick, isn't it?